What is going on, guys? I'm SceptileMC here, George, the coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners, here bringing my GBA Season 6 Semifinals match against Envy, the Lord himself, or coach of the San Diego Chimchargers. This game, guys, is going to be... It's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. I was incredibly nervous for this, as you guys saw in my team builder. I recorded that like half an hour before my actual game, and then this, I decided I would sleep before I actually recorded the game, because it did happen. Yep. I am also moving to college today in like half an hour, so I wanted to get this done before then, so I didn't have to record in my dorm. So this is going to be the last time you see this type of background in my videos, guys. But enough talk about that. Let me get right on into the battle. So if you want to see my team builder, I do have a link in the description below. If you want to check out Envy, link in the description below. All music in this video is made by Glitch X City. And that's pretty much it, guys. So let's get right on into it. So he decides to bring the Jirachi, the Togekiss, the Haxorus, the Blaziken, the Donphin, and the Gyarados. Immediately, I think there's no Keldeo. And no Keldeo means my entire team that gets outsped by Keldeo is just incredibly happy. Incredibly happy. I'm really surprised that he brought the Blaziken over Keldeo. I don't think that was the best call on his part, but if it's a crazy set, like some weird like either setup set or choice scarf, then it could be a problem for me. But my goal and my lead is always going to be lead off Fortress and get up my Toxic Spikes and get up my Stealth Rocks. So, water. So, he decides to go out into his Gyarados as I go into my Fortress. Now here, I was kind of hoping he would try to set up. I was really hoping he'd try to go for a Dragon Dance or something early on, or set up a substitute, so I can get my Toxic Spikes and I could poison the Donphin on the switch in. But he makes the smart switch and just goes directly into Donphin, expecting me to want to try to set my hazards or to maybe Volt Switch out. Go for my Stealth Rocks, hoping that he would want to go for his own Stealth Rocks right here. Turns out he doesn't. He wants to go for a Rapid Spin, and then I need to make a decision. Do I want to go for Toxic Spikes or Rocks? Rocks would have been better against the majority of his team, but if this Donphin was physically defensive, which it turns out to be a Soul Fest, by the way. If it was physically defensive, he would be able to take my Explosion pretty well. And then he would be able to just go for... He'd be able to switch out, get his leftovers, etc., etc. So him being Toxic would just help with that in general, instead of me going for Rocks. But judging by this damage, he's just max HP. He's not max defense or anything like that, which is good for me. But I have up Toxic Spikes. That's fine. I don't need up anything else. The Togekiss could be a problem. Yes, the Gyarados, but I have things to manage it. I go into Gardevoir right here because I know I can kill with Moonblast. I don't think he will switch into Jirachi just because the last game we played, he made a switch into Jirachi against my Gardevoir, and I predicted it and went for Wisp. Go for Moonblast, not expecting that, and we take out the Donphin. But now he's going to actually go into his Jirachi, and this is where I make a little bit of a play. I was thinking about this for a little bit. He can go for Iron Head or he can go for Rocks, but Iron Head's too obvious. Too obvious. No way. No way. He's going to go. He's going to click his Rocks. And I predict that. I go for Shadow Ball. And maybe right here I'm thinking he might think I'm Babiri Berry. He might think I'm something else. I'm going to make the switch out now into Infernape, expecting the Iron Head. Going to Tarzan. Go for it, Tarzan. Woo. Woo, Tarzan. As he does, in fact, go for an Iron Head. Now right here, I could have gone for a Flare Blitz or a Close Combat. And I was thinking about it and decided to go for Close Combat. Reason being is if he wanted to go into Haxorus after I went for a Flare Blitz, he could set up, and I'm more scared of a setup Haxorus than I am of a setup Gyarados. So that's why I go for Close Combat right there. Set of Flare Blitz. He decides to switch out into Togekiss though, which kind of reveals to me that he's probably Choice Scarf if he thinks he can just take a hit like that. He probably just outspeeds and KOs me. So I'm going to make the switch out into my Gardevoir right here, as he makes a very interesting play. He decides that he wants to go for the, well, Trace, Serene Grace, traced it, Trick. So he tricks me a Choice Scarf right here, and he takes my Assault Vest, which is actually really good for me, because Gardevoir at this point, 2-hit KOs the entire team with Psyshock. Everything dies to 2 Psyshocks, even the Gyarados, if it's more of an offensive spread. I go for it, does about 60% to the Togekiss. We're going to take that Air Slash, like 60 damage about, but we're still in green, and we fire off another Psyshock, and we're going to be able to take out the Togekiss, putting us 3-5 up early on. So he's going to go out into Gyarados again right here, and I'm thinking, what is Gyarados gonna do to me? I outspeed with the Choice Scarf. I'm able to go for a Psyshock to a KO. It's going to take me out, but then I can go into like my Manaphy or something. Turns out he's Choice Scarf with Moxie, He's gonna take us out. But then I'm thinking, he has Gyarados, Haxorus, and Blaziken left. And he's choice locked into Waterfall, and I'm max defensive Manaphy. Do I just win the game? I'm max speed. So right here, I decide, you know what? I think we have to click Tail Glow. I think that's got to be the play right here so we can KO everything. Because I'm not, in fact, max special attack. I'm max defense. So I go for Tail Glow, get up to +3 attack, and then it's just the Gyarados, the Haxorus, and the Blaziken left that I have to go through. Now, this is where Rocks could have come into play. Rocks would break everything Sash, but after he sacks off this Pokemon, if the Gyarados, for some reason, was a Sash Pokemon, he'd be able to take a hit. And same with the Blaziken. I'm able to outspeed and take him out. He's not Yachi Berry, he's not Focus Sash, he's nothing like that. And we take out the Haxorus immediately. So now it's 2 to 4, yep, 2 to 4 right now. And he decides to go into Blaziken. And I do not believe there is any set he could have run to where he can take a +3 Surf off my Manaphy. I go for Surf, and he's poisoned, which means no matter what, he's dying the turn. Right as soon as this turn ends, he turns out to be Focus Sashed. But you guys are going to see the damage from the superpower right here. Look at that damage. Nothing. Nothing. Not even half to my goddamn Manaphy. That's power of max defense, max speed Manaphy right there. He is going to die to Toxic though right now. Unfortunate because I'm not able to get the kill with Manaphy, but we don't care about that anymore. We just care about the end game, and that's to win. Right here, he decides that he needs to go into his Gyarados, which is his last Pokemon, and he just needs to go for Waterfall. But at this point, I know I clinched the game, because while my Manaphy does take that damage, he could technically flinch me down into the ground. Infernape does have Thunder Punch. I did get the first Energy Ball off. I do have Ice Shard on my Adamant Life Form Mamoswine. I do have Kustat Berries and Self-Destruct on my Snorlax, so there's really no chance he has to win this game anymore. I go for Ice Beam, and I actually get a critical hit on this turn, and I take him out, which means the San Francisco Arcaniners are in the finals of the GBA 2 seasons in a row. We beat Envy. Oh my god. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today. We're in the finals again against Fizz or Cooper, whichever decides wants to be in the finals more, will basically win that match. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. So if you did in fact enjoy, I'd really appreciate it if you did leave a like rating, comment if we're gonna win the finals. That's the question of the day. Do you guys think we are going to be able to come out on top of GBA Season 6? And guys, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, Arcaniners Nation. I could not have gotten into the finals again without your support. And yeah, guys, I am SceptileMC or George, the coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace! Da, 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 da.